Recently, the government has passed a law which pushed back the legal smoking age to 21. This was due to the whole underage vaping problem. High school seniors became dealers and sold pods, vapes, jewels, vaping juice, and other devices to middle school and high school students. Now, this seems like a good idea, right? This law seems like a really good idea. What if you just turned 18? It is almost like a rite of passage to smoke when you turn 18, just like it is to drink on your 21st birthday. Smoking is bad for you, don't get me wrong. I know better than anyone. My grandmother passed away a couple years ago due to esophageal cancer caused from smoking, and early this year, my grandfather passed away from heart complications also caused by smoking. So I, more than anyone, truly understand how detrimental the effects of smoking can be. However, I believe that everyone has a right to make their own decisions. The fact that lawmakers have raised the age to 21 will only cause smuggling and more illegal activity. People around the age of 18 that are already smoking and vaping nicotine will still be hooked because nicotine can be very addictive. So just like people gain access to marijuana and other drugs, the same will happen to nicotine. However, studies have shown that marijuana that has been legalized in most states prove that crime rates can be dropped. In a study performed in 2013 to 2014 in Oregon and Washington, it legalized pot, and it stated that it caused a significant reduction in rates and property crimes on the Washington side of the border in 2013 to 2014, relative to the Oregon side and relative to the pre-legislation years of 2010 to 2012. Specifically, legalizing marijuana resulted in a reduction of rapes by between 15 and 30% and thefts by between 10 and 20%. Furthermore, this example proves that it is possible to reduce crime rates by legalizing pot. Therefore, the same can be said for nicotine and smoking and vaping products, because smuggling products to 18-year-olds will only result in more crime. Another reason why the smoking and vaping age should be lowered back to 18 is because there are actually alternative options to smoking nicotine. There are vaping products out there that have absolutely no nicotine in it, just the products for the vapors. So they can include the base liquid of a mix of ingredients such as water, vegetable glycerin, and propylene glycol. And then like the other things that are included in them are flavorings and stuff that make the additives, stuff that make the nicotine, the vapor juice like taste the way that it is. Although some of these ingredients may seem harmful, there's actually a CAS certification, which stands for a generally recognized as safe certification. This certification means that it has actually been approved by the FDA as safe. So how is it fair that the age has been raised if it has been proven by the FDA that vaping products are safe? Yes, there are people out there that abuse the system. There will always be people that will be out there and abuse the system or any system put in place. But why do 18, 19, and 20-year-olds have to suffer because of the younger population? This brings me to my last and most important point. When you turn 18, you become a legal adult. You can go to adult jail, you can be tried as an adult, you can be drafted to fight for the military and give up your own life for your country. And you can also legally vote. As an adult citizen, you now have a say on what goes on in our society. So how is it fair that you can fight for our country, give up your life, but you can't smoke one cigarette? If the government can stop legal adults from making unhealthy life choices, then all fast food restaurants should be shut down, because it can be directly linked that eating fast food relates to obesity. So by that logic, we need to close down fast food restaurants. The government is directly taking away our rights to the First Amendment by limiting our freedom of speech on this matter. Where has our say been? Like previously mentioned, the government won't let 18-year-olds smoke, so then they might as well move the military age up to 21 as well, because in their eyes, they have already deemed 20-year-olds and under as mentally incompetent. Also, when you turn 18, you can get tattoos, which is a permanent body decision. So by the logic of the government, tattoos should be pushed back to 21 as well. Now, when even younger than 18, women have been given the right to have an abortion and kill a living being that is inside of them. But an 18-year-old can't buy a cigar? In what way is that morally acceptable? Abortion is a whole other issue, but relating it to nicotine and smoking, showing that you can kill a human being, but you can't buy nicotine, is so morally unacceptable. Moreover, pushing back the legal smoking and vaping age to 21 is overall a terrible idea. In the end, it will only cause more crime and chaos. Illegal smuggling, selling, and distribution of drugs such as marijuana, heroin, cocaine, meth, it's all been around for a long time, and now another drug, nicotine, can be added to that list. Lawmakers need to realize and understand the fact that they will only cause more damage and more long-term problems, because crimes will increase. Also, if people are worried about the harmful effects of nicotine and vaping, there are alternative options to smoking nicotine. There are vaping juices out there that contain absolutely no nicotine, just the ingredients for creating the juice and then other flavorings. If you're worried about smoking nicotine so you don't get fully addicted, you should start out slow and then increase your dosage to what you want. So also, lastly, when you turn 18, you are now a legal adult. So in what way is it fair that you can't buy nicotine, but you can go fight for the country? In what way is it fair that you can kill a living being inside of you and you can't smoke? The whole My Body, My Choice movement should apply to the decision to put nicotine in your body, because it's your choice and nobody else's. Lawmakers have made this choice for us, but now it is time for us to push back, because we are legal adults and we have a say on what goes on in our country.